Hello, dear viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today, I want to read on Scorpio last half of July. See what it brings. And I also want to do a shout out for BlueRidgeTarot.com. She does wonderful readings. She'll email them to you. They're insightful, and I think you'd really enjoy it. So I thought I'd give her a shout out. She's a friend of mine. And in the heart of the matter for Scorpio, for the second half of July, we have the Six of Wands. I got to tell you, Scorpio, I just did this reading, and a few cards in, the camera shut off. I don't know why. Once in a while that just happens. No reason. And when I did it before, even though I'd been shuffling and shuffling and shuffling, I got the Six of Wands for your heart of the matter. And the Six of Wands is a wonderful card because it is about victory. And it's a nice victory. It's a victory where people might recognize that you did a good job at something. It doesn't have to be huge, doesn't it? But the main thing is it's sort of receiving that. See, that guy's got a laurel wreath, his victory, it's good. Okay, the challenge is the Six of Cups. Okay, so I think when a challenge card comes up over a victory card like that, I think maybe it's hard for you to accept that it's a victory. Because the Six of Cups is nostalgia. It's sort of looking back, and it may be feeling like, oh, I could have done this differently, I could have done that differently, whatever. But you shouldn't. I think Spirit is saying, take the victory. You have done something very well. And it is all right to say that. It's all right to receive that compliment if other people are saying it. You're doing something, or you have done something that not everybody can do, and it really is good to feel good about that. Underneath it all, we have the Three of Coins. That was the jumper, by the way, that jumped out. So here he comes again, saying, okay, well, you didn't show me when I jumped, so here I am again. So underneath it all, that's in your subconscious. So you're building something. You may feel like you have a long way to go to build the kind of security you want to build. And coins can be money, they can be career, they can be health, they can be routines, anything that enhances your security and your stability through results, really. Anything like that. I'm having all kinds of jumpers. So in other words, that's in your subconscious. You are working on doing something. It's going well. You could be doing it in consultation with others or with the advice of experts. And it's going quite well. But again, with the what's in the heart of the matter, you may have trouble seeing the victory for what it is because it still doesn't feel, you're not there yet. You're not quite there yet where you want to be. But I think you're encouraged to see the victory. All right. We have Ace of Cups for what's been in the past. Okay, so and initially I did show it reversed. So we'll talk about it either way. The Ace of Cups is sometimes an overflowing emotion. My cup runneth over. It can be a very positive moment. It's Spirit kind of bringing that to you, an opportunity for a very positive moment, an emotion. But upside down, well, it can also be a lot of emotion, just a lot of emotion, an emotional time. There may have been an emotional moment recently, but obviously you're doing fine with it because maybe the victory has to do with coming through that and putting your cup upright, making it into a positive. Above it all, we've got the Ten of Swords. Okay, so, and I'm nodding because I half expected it. Because sometimes we're working so hard on something, and here I do see you're working on something, and in fact it's even in your subconscious, so you may be having a hard time putting down your planning for greater security. You may be having a hard time putting that down, maybe because it's a worrisome time, but that can get you down. That can be a lot. With the Ten of Swords, that's sort of like emotionally, just kind of it's devastated. You're just having it's an emotional low, that's for sure. Sometimes it's the Martyr card. It's you're sacrificing. You're sacrificing too much toward a goal, and it's time to be done with that. The 10 is a completion card. Okay, I'm spent. Time to be better with self-care. Sometimes it's that. You know, as I'm looking at all these cards together, this really can be about Spirit letting you know you have a very promising start. You're doing well. You've already had a victory. Please don't push yourself so hard and sacrifice so much that you can't recognize it. That you worry you've taken a misstep, that you worry you should be further ahead on your particular goal. You don't do that stuff, is what I feel like Spirit is saying. See, these 10 swords, they can be thoughts. They can be sort of painful thinking that we do to ourselves. And so I think that's really about, hey, don't do that to yourself. No, flip the coin, flip it over. Look at where the victory is. Look at where the victory is. And if you're going to look back, look at how far you've come. And if there were some missteps along the way, things you would do differently now, knowing what you know now, well, any misstep just got you closer to knowing what you know now. It wasn't a mistake because you kept going. You didn't give up. So any misstep turns into just something that refines your approach, doesn't it? So, in the immediate future, we have the Strength card, Divine Strength and Protection. You're going to stay strong. You're going to stay strong. And you have some divine protection over you too as well. And that's wonderful to know. Yeah, I just feel like Spirit is just wanting to go, calm down. It's really, you're doing great. It's going in the right direction. What you see as missteps, I see as wonderful things you've learned. You can feel good about where you're going and how you've done. And you can know that you're strong in it. It's not tenuous, this victory. In the root of the matter, we have the Four of Wands. So that can be about improving your home life. It can be about improving your home. It can be about moving, upcoming event, family event, wonderful news in the family. Those kinds of things. It can be about improving the emotional tenor in your home. Maybe you're worrying too much, or maybe, in sacrificing too much of your own emotional needs, need for rest, need for the kinds of things that will help you stay strong. Maybe in doing that, you've been wanting to improve the emotional tenor in your home. You were wanting to make improvements because you're trying to improve your security, but really, see, we do this. We sometimes sacrifice the moment. We sacrifice our well-being in the moment. We sacrifice our calm in the moment for a bid to build our security, and then we think we'll be happier and calmer. We do that, don't we? Okay, so I think this reading is saying, wait a minute, back up. You have good things going on in your home. You have good things going on in your home environment. There are lovely, purpose-filled kind of priorities with these wands in your home environment. So please enjoy that too. Don't sweat it. You can enjoy that. You can rest. That sometimes by slowing down, we jump forward more quickly because we're jumping forward to our goal. And we hadn't realized that we were sort of assuming we couldn't get to our goal right now, but we can. Does that make any sense? A lot of times we think that I can relax after this, or I will be happier after this. I'll be more peaceful after this. And Spirit a lot of times is telling us, no, go straight to the peace. Go straight to the self-love. Go straight to the happy. Go straight to it. You don't give up anything to get there if that's what your goal is. So, okay. In the environmental effects, we have the Ace of Swords. Lots of insights, lots of insights. I almost hear your brain blowing up with them. Lots of insights Spirit's giving to you. Spirit's blessing you with clarity and maybe some revelation. Outcome, Queen. There's your Queen, Queen of Cups. By the way, I got that one too when I was first doing this reading. Queen of Cups. So that means, oh, wonderful. There's a lot more calm, there's more contentment, there's greater depth. That's all maturing. Depth of insight, depth of understanding, compassion. I feel like in this, somebody may be kind of feeling bad because they haven't been compassionate enough to themselves or to someone else, because they've been more focused on increasing the security, you know, like a little, maybe even obsessively focused on that. And I think Spirit is saying, please don't worry about that. You are growing in your compassion, your empathy. This is all part of the growing. So it's really all right to feel like you've fallen short of the mark in that area and want to do better, because that's how we get there. So that's okay. If you weren't a very caring and loving person, it wouldn't concern you. But you are a caring and loving person, and you've got good intuition. Clarifier, Lover's card. This could have, for some people, to do with their relationship too then. A more loving time coming in. I like that. If there's been some stress in your romantic relationship, your relationship with your partner, because of uncertainty about security, or partly because you're taking on too much, you're sacrificing too much, not taking good care of yourself, or what have you. If there's that, it looks like you're coming on out of that. It looks like there's a really wonderful time ahead. And the other clarifier is the Moon card. I mean the Moon. I always see the Moon. It's the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups. The Moon, though, is about intuition as well. And the Eight of Cups is about taking a little time to yourself. You know, this man's walking. That's a good way to do it. But taking a little time apart to yourself to reflect on how you're doing emotionally, what you have, you take stock, and what you wish for, what it really is that you want. And you get that kind of clarity then. And you can ask Spirit. You can have an ongoing dialogue with Spirit if you'd like, or with your higher self, and ask yourself, you know, what is most important here? It's likely to be very fruitful, very fruitful. Nice second half of July, Scorpio. I hope you have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.